Hi, my name is Maya Holmes, and this is my interview. Would you like to introduce yourself and where you're from?
My name is Madison Felix, and I am from Boulder, Colorado.
Awesome. Could you talk about the changes that you have noticed in your local environment related to climate change?
I think apart from like the obvious rise in temperature that everywhere sees, like every summer in Colorado is the new hottest summer on record. But where climate change can most like specifically be seen in Colorado is the wildfires. In 2021, in December of 2021, we had the Marshall Fire, which was the most destructive fire in the state of Colorado to date. And then the year before that, in November, we had two fires, which is obviously very concerning because, it's the middle of December. Wildfires are partially normal, but not really in the winter. And then I think the first time I was like, oh, climate change is real was when I was like 9 or 10, and we had our 100-year flood, which 100-year blank is the name they give to extreme weather events when there's like a less than 1% chance of it occurring again because of how abnormal it was. And so, it rained for like 8 days straight. Houses destroyed, people died, roads gone. And I think like at the age of 10, I was like, so this is what climate change is.
Interesting. In relation to that, how do you imagine you or your family or even your community's future will be affected by climate change in that aspect?
I don't know. It's hard to foresee into the future. I think that it's really important, for me at least, to acknowledge my position of privilege as, a quote-unquote regular American, where even though obviously climate change is proceeding and it's going to be a collective effect that we all feel, it's in the United States, it's really going to be the lower income and more marginalized communities that are going to experience the brunt of the burden. And then on a global scale, even America's a very wealthy country. We pretty much created climate change. And so regular Americans we're gonna keep moving, but it's the poor, more developing countries that, we send our trash to. We blame for certain things when it's really the United States' fault, and they are really going to be the ones experiencing the worst aspects of climate change.
Interesting. I kind of have a double question for you here. How do you feel about climate change, like emotionally, and then how do you kind of imagine the future with climate change?
I think that emotionally, I feel very angry and spiteful almost because, even though we describe climate change as an anthropogenic event, which means, humans created climate change, which is true, it really puts the blame onto the individual when in reality it's those top 100 corporations that are producing over 71% of global greenhouse gas emissions who are like really genuinely at fault for climate change. Not to mention, the system of capitalism that we live under in the United States, where which was like the largest catalyst for the climate crisis. And I just don't see climate action moving forward and good solutions to the climate crisis happening under capitalism.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.